adding this. So we discussed up to the parameter changes. So HANA starting up to configuration tab, we discussed it, right? To give the just a brief overview, landscape tab, here we can see the list of process which are active, which are running, when was the last startup time, and what is the memory utilization, CPU utilization, all the information we can find out in the landscape information. So alerts tab, here we will find out the critical alerts. Are there any critical alerts in the system? So if there are any critical alerts, these alerts will come to our email box. As per the configuration, the mail you will get the mails to your email box. Right? Performance. System in any performance issues, slowness, anything we can find out from the here. Why? Because whenever you connect to the HANA Studio, so there is a one session will be generated. One session will be allocated here. See here I connected and Sam also connected here, HANA Studio. So those sessions are recorded here, right? Whoever log into the system, those sessions will be connected here. Then each session, there are the multiple threads, depends upon their activities. There the multiple threads will be allocated here, right? So these are the depends upon the situation. Sometimes the transactions may block due to the lock issues. That time we can see that the blocked transactions, SQL plan cache, and all the SQL statements will be stored into this cache. So trace jobs are in progress, volumes means our data volume, log volume, status, and everything here. So configuration tab, parameter changes, and everything here we can find out. Up to here we have covered, right? So now system information. So remaining these are the just information steps. Like suppose tomorrow, suppose system information are the predefined SQL statements, predefined statements here. So tomorrow your manager asks you to, can you find out the list of open transactions? Then we can just right click, execute it. Then it will show the results. It will show the results here. Just you can copy, save these results to the one HTML file or a text file. You can inform to your manager. So like that. So here the few things are they have size of the tables. So they have that defined as a predefined SQL statements here, which means system information. Just click on the execute button so that list of tables will be displayed here. So tomorrow, so maybe your manager asked you to, can you provide the size of the tables? Then right click and just execute it. You will see the list of tables. What is the schema, table name, size? So all the information you got the record here. Then you can pull the results into you can just download the results, save the results into the text file or HTML file. You can share with your manager, you can share with them. Okay. So that is what we can do it in the systems here. Okay.
Here size in KB or MB? The table says value, here it was showing it bytes.
So transactions. So like that. So here it will show the predefined SQL statements. Predefined SQL statements will be showed here. So whatever the data, suppose some database information you required. So then you have to go to the overview page and you have to take the screenshots and everything. So instead of that, if you go to the system information tab, it will provide some information to you. So here we can find out the information. Just you can save it and they can inform here. Like this, we can pull some data, system information data from the system here. The system information data from the system here. We can find out the data from here, right? So this is the to find out the system information, some memory consumption of the caches. So suppose you want to see the how many caches are there here. Show the caches. So these are the list of the caches which are available in the systems here. Which are available in the systems here. So their used size. So total size is unlimited. Used size. So you will get the one table level. You got the data here, right? So
Sir,
like this.
it is It is showing that port number. Which port number showing, sir? This,
Which one?
this port number. This.
This is a cache port numbers. So each cache there is a one specific port. So this is the 3 instance number 03 index server port number. Index server port number. You can find out from the here. Here you can find out the here index you can find out the instance port numbers here. What is the each specific server, each specific application, each specific service, what is the associated the port number here associated here. Those things here we can find out. Okay, port number, service, everything you can find out from here.
Sir, about the tables you just tell us right now, it is regarding the standard table sizes or it includes customizing also?
All the tables, whatever there in the database level, everything will be displayed in the your display.
Okay.
Just this is just only for information. Only rare cases we may use it. Otherwise, we don't need anything to check it here. Why? Because so it's no need to. So we don't touch actually this one. So only rare cases. If someone asks you, so I want list of tables which are their size, everything. At that time we can find out from. We can execute the report. Then you will get the list of tables will be displayed here. The tables will be displayed here in the bytes. Okay.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Sometimes the application teams ask us to let us know about the table sizes so they can differentiate about what table partitioning.
Right. So the next one is the diagnosis files. So diagnosis files are like troubleshooting files, like error files, log files. Each process, there is a one log file will be generated in the backend. So operating system level. Suppose like this is the tenant. Tenant contains two processes here, access engine and index server. So those related log files we can see it here. The index server, access engine related log files we can see it here. So if something goes wrong, so you want to find out the information, just to open the log file, trace log file. Here we can find out the what's happening in the system, at what time system was down, what time. So all the information we can find out from the here. Suppose we configured the yesterday we configured the email configurations. So email configuration we have done it. Whenever any alerts generated, it should send the email. But we just wrongly configured. We just randomly chosen the one email. We wrongly configured. But here there is a error when trying to send the email to so your recipients like this one. There is no nothing is there. So this is the so error. But here there is nothing is we found, nothing is there. So that is the reason this error is flagged here. This error is flagged here. So like this, so each and every alert, so it will generate it. Something goes wrong, that error will be generated here. That error will be generated here. So that error will be generated in the systems. So where can we check means in the log files, in the index server log files or access engine log files. Here we can find out the all the information. Here we can find out the all the information of the systems and everything. We can find out it. If we go to the system DB, diagnosis files. So here also you can see the system DB, which means name server. So daemon, preprocessor, compile server, web dispatcher. So all the information related log files are available in the diagnosis files of the system DB. So index server, name server are available here, diagnosis files. So normally, so whenever suppose sometimes HANA database is down, or sometimes your manager asked you to find out the root cause. So what happened, why this has happened. So that time, this diagnosis files are very important here. It means log files. Diagnosis files means trace log files. These trace log files are very important to find out to troubleshoot the issue. To troubleshoot the issue, these diagnosis files are very important here. So that is the reason these log files are very important to find out here. Sometimes So they will, the SAP will ask us to collect the full dump. So in this case, go to the diagnosis files information. Just you can collect the full dump. Full dump means 1 week dump or 7 days dump, whatever the range you have to collect it, you can collect it here. So that the log files will be generated here. Logs will be generated here. Just click on the finish button. The logs will be generated here. So full system dump also we can collect it from here. So you want to delete something, you can delete the trace files also. You want to merge all the log files here. You can also merge the last 24 hours or a timestamp. You can provide it. You can merge the log files. All the log files also, we can merge it here. That is also possible solution here, right? So depends upon the message, depends upon the request. We can pull the logs from here. Sometimes they may ask us to just only provide the index server latest timestamp of the log files. Then in this case, we can provide the latest timestamp of the log files we can provide to the SAP, right? So this one we can provide to the SAP. We open the log file, we will get it out here. So then you can download the log file, so you can send it to the SAP. So as part of the issue troubleshooting, they may ask you the some logs to check the your system behavior, how the system is behaving and everything. Otherwise, you can also open the log file. You can also check the depends upon the timestamp. You can also check the other log file, what is happening and everything you can find out here, right? That is the diagnosis files related information here. Okay. So the next one is the trace configuration. Trace configuration. In any case, so here only the default log files will be recorded in the log files here. Each and every process only default files will be logged here. In any case, the log, the error message which you are looking, so means the logs are not sufficient here. Means you need more logs to find out the root cause here. So that time you have to enable the trace. Suppose one user specific trace here, the logs will be generated for the all the users. So all the users means it's very typical to find out the cause. So that case you have to go to the trace configuration. So just you have to maybe in the trace configuration you want to SQL trace, you can enable the SQL trace. Performance trace, system performance trace, you want to enable it, you can enable it here. So then end-to-end traces, user traces. So whatever the trace you want to open active, then you can enable the respective trace. Suppose I want to activate the one user trace. Suppose I want to know one user having, maybe I will take it like trace one, user trace one. So database user is the, who is the database user? You have to do that one. So who is the application user? Suppose like administrator. Administrator user, so he is doing something, so we need some logs here. Then if you configure the trace log here, you configure the logs here, so the log files will be generated. The trace logs will be generated here. The trace will be generated in the system here. So that we can all the logs traces will be generated. So that when you go to the diagnosis files here, so the logs will be generated here. We can just open the log file and we can find out the root cause. So otherwise, we can also just go to the here. So trace configured, right? We can open the trace and we can enable the traces here. All the information. So sometimes they may ask you enable the SQL trace. They need to find out the long running statements. So they will ask you to open the SQL statements. Then we can enable the SQL statements here. So performance trace, we can enable the performance trace. So whatever the statement they asked us to open, we can enable the trace. We can collect the log files. We can save the log files with the SAP. We can save the log files with the SAP here. See here. So SQL trace, then user trace one I have collected. SQL trace, user trace one, which means the specific to the administrator user. So I have configured the administrator user here. Administrator, right? Administrator trace I configured here. So now with administrator user, whatever he do, all the logs with the timestamp, everything will be recorded. Everything will be stored into the system here. Everything will be stored into the system here. So that is the reason we should configure the traces for specific traces. Especially in the banking sector systems, the critical functionalities will be tracked. If you log into the system, you are will be the under the control, under the tracing. So under the tracing tool. So which means you will be whatever each and every action will be traced by your backend system, it will be traced. So that if you something trying to delete it, something try to configure it, you will be tracked. So that is the main purpose of the user traces here. This is the user specific trace here. Okay, same as like performance trace, SQL trace, kind of traces we can find out all the information here. So user trace, database trace, SQL trace, all the information we can trace it here. Okay, so that is the
how long we can open the trace for user specific or SQL trace? Is there any
that's your
specific
wish.
time?
That depends upon the situation. Suppose
Okay.
you want to close immediately, you can close it immediately. So if you want to disable immediately, so you can disable it. So there is no specific, just to open, close it. Then we have to manual action. Each and every starting or ending, we have to manually activate it. So we have to deactivate it manually. So suppose like performance trace. So performance trace means, so it will be tracked immediately. So suppose if I take the performance trace, so see here the trace is running now. 8% collected. So entire system, it will collect the entire system performance, system status, everything it will be collected now. It is collecting now. So it is collecting now. So once the collection is done, immediately it will go to the deactivation. So like that, the trace, we can activate it. The trace functionalities, we can activate in the system here. Okay. So this is the trace configurations. So diagnosis files. So means log files, log checking and everything, troubleshooting purpose. So all the information will be tracked here. Here the trace, the SQL trace we have enabled and closed. So the log is generated here. Now the performance trace related. So log files are getting generated here. So like that, the logs will be generated. Just we can save all the log files, then inform to the SAP, provide the log files to the SAP for the troubleshooting purpose. Or we can also check it out the log files. So if you are so then otherwise we can share the log files to the SAP. They will take care of the all the analysis and everything here. See here it went into the immediately inactive status as soon as the log files are collected. So yeah, so sometimes some traces manual intervention is required to start and stop some traces. So just if you enable it, it will collect it, it will go into disable status automatically. So but make sure while you are enabling the traces, the file system will become full. So you need to carefully monitor. So as if you don't have any requirement, better to disable the traces. So by default, the database trace configuration is defaulted. It will collect it. So it will collect in the diagnosis files. In any case, so in any case, if this is not sufficient, so you are unable to find out some information, then that time you have to go to the trace configuration. We have to enable the traces. Like this, we have to enable it here. So this way we can track it, what's going on in the systems. So if any errors, we can immediately find out by checking the log files. We can find out the root cause and everything here. So these are not that only as and when required on demand. Any issues come, that time we will go and we will check the log files. But the remaining these tabs are very, very important here. So OL, AP, VC. So this overview, landscape, alerts, performance tab, volume tabs. These are the very important traces, very important traces to track the systems and everything. It's a very, very important traces. Okay. So this traces everything. You need to practice all these big tabs. You have to practice. Practice means just opening and seeing the content. Okay, fine. So opening, seeing the content, not like that. You need to check index server, what is the port number. So name server, what is the port number? Index server, where it is available. Tenant DB, name server, system DB. So what is the use of the index server? So what is the use of the index server? Then go to the diagnosis files, open the index server trace file. So what are the actions are logging? Like that you need to practice it, right? What are the errors are generating here? Why I am not getting the emails here? So then, so like this, you need to investigate it here. Performance tab, so volume tab. So like that, we have the so list of tabs are available in the HANA Studio to find out the information. Okay, to find out the so to monitor the all our HANA databases, we have to use our respective tabs. We have to use it here, right? So apart from that, you can see in the left side. In the left side, you can see the backups. So backup purpose, there is a separate topic for the backup. That time I will explain about the backups here.
Before going, I'm having one small doubt at landscape level.
Okay.
Can you please go to the landscape tab? Can you please go to landscape tab?
Wait. Okay.
Here you can see the port numbers, which are in different port numbers we have. Also, here we can see SQL port also.
Right. SQL port are
So,
the internal ports, internal SQL to pull the data from the database level. So for index server has the SQL port number. So every process, suppose like if you take the index server, there are the total 3 types of ports are available. One is the SQL port number, normal HANA Studio port number, and HTTP port number. So this every process has the 4 ports actually.
these are the standard port numbers, or else it will be vary as per the organization.
It's a standard port numbers. Standard port number means it will come like the port numbers come like 3 instance number 00, 3 instance number 03. So something like 01. So 01.
Sir,
Three
that
instance number.
three instance number 00, that is the standard port number or HANA Studio port number?
It's a standard port number. Standard port numbers. These are the standard port number of the each and every process.
And that what is that? Where to see that SQL port? Port number.
Now here you cannot see the SQL port number. So just
And
go to the go to the system properties, and here additional properties. Here you can see the port index server has the additional ports of the 3 instance number 15.
that one is SQL port.
That is the SQL port number.
And where is HTTP port and HANA Studio port?
So 80 instance number by default are the HTTP port number. 443 instance number are the HTTPS port numbers. Okay. So this is a general common so port numbers for the in the SAP landscape, in the SAP estate. So either the SAP or HANA, 80 instance number is the HTTP and 443 instance number is for the HTTPS port numbers. Either same applicable for the SAP and same applicable for the database as well. This is a process specific port number here. Process specific port number. So and that is the database DB port number.
The your report has not that prefix 00. Changing that is 03, 01, 02.
It's not the same. The process is different, right? It's not the same. It may change. The port numbers are different.
Okay.
the port numbers are different. System will allocate these port numbers automatically. So here no manual intervention. System will take care of all this ports allocation and everything here. So it's like 3 instance number 002, 3 instance number 39 are the standard default services. So default services. So default instances, it will allocate the port numbers here. Then 3 instance number 42, 3 instance number, so 99 are the, so our own port numbers. So like, so whenever you install the new tenant database, so it will take the, whenever you install the new tenant database here, that time it will take the, so next series of port, like 302, 40, then 302, 41, 302, 42. If you install the one more tenant, then it will take the next series of the port numbers it will occupy. 3 instance number 43 and 3 instance number 44, 3 instance number 45. So if you install the one more tenant, tenant means if you add the one more tenant, next series of 3 ports it will take it out. Next series of the 3 ports it will take. That is the system will allocate the port numbers here. So remaining 00 to 39 are the reserved for the database internal ports number. Database internal port numbers. 00 to 39 are the reserved for the DB internal ports. So when you install the new process or when you add the new instance, when you add the new tenant database here, it will take it from the 40 series onwards. That is what the how the port allocation. So here by default we have the default services. Here not only default one, we have the XSA and also some doc server, DI servers are there. If you enable that one, it will take either any one of the port between 00 to 39 in between only, it will take the any one of the, so in port number it will take it out. So that is the system allocation it will perform. System will perform the allocations automatically. That's why these port numbers are just a small confusing port numbers. So if you are connected,
One thing I want to know that how do we know that ports are open or not? Somewhere we can see and confirm that this port is open.
OS level, you need to use the netstat commands. That's why we required the some Linux level knowledge we required. Some netstat commands we required, a netstat command, some pass arguments we required so that it will give the information whether the ports are open or not, it will connected or not, it will give the some information. Okay. If you need more knowledge, just Google it. You will get the more information. So whether the port is active or not, here give the clear information. Okay. Netstat command you have to use it.
Okay.
So whenever you connecting, you are unable to connect to the HANA Studio, HANA databases from the studio. So your common port number is like, so 3 instance number, so 15, 3 instance number 15 is the one default port number. So this is the, so your SQL port number, it should connect to the your port number. If this is not active, it will be active. If the process is index server is active, definitely you will able to connect it here. You will index server is active, definitely you can connect it here. Index server is active, definitely you can connect it here. If the process is so not started means you cannot, if this port is not active. If the process is active, then only the port comes to the online status. Otherwise, the port will not come to the online status. So that is the one thing you should know. Okay. So one thing you should know about this port number. You have to go to the properties, in the properties. So additional properties, you have to check it here. Right. So here we have the license also available. So license. So license is a separate topic that I will explain that time. Okay, so these are about the HANA Studio related. So some administration tabs to monitor, to operate our services, to check the services, whether services are up and running, CPU, memory utilizations, and everything. Here we can find out all the information here. Okay, so that is the what here. And yeah, one more thing here. So if you see here, each tab, there is a backup, catalog, content, provisioning, and security. Right? These are each and everything we have these tabs are available here. Right? So here, these are the folders here. Normally, as of now, we don't know where the tables are storing here. Right? So the tables are storing under the catalog. Under the catalog, we have the schema. Under the catalog, we have the schemas. These are the respective schemas. Schemas means the owner of the tables. Owner of the tables are called the schemas. Right? Just click on the expand button. Click on the expand button. So catalog. So catalog, schema. Under the schema, each schema, there are the specific tables are available. Here we can find out the information. Here, so we can find out the information of the each and every table. These are the tables. Suppose you want to see the data inside of the table, just right click and just open the data preview. You will see the data. What is the data? How many rows are retrieved in what minutes? 39 milliseconds here. So like this, so you can just see the each and every table. There is a data, right? Suppose right click and just click the data preview. You will see the data. So we are here, right? So regarding the table discussions, up to here you have listened, right?
That graph was not
Yeah.
that graph.
Okay. So this is graph is like, okay, let me explain once again. So normally, so each and every table. So normally there is a one good functionality in the HANA database is for every table. So these are the tables. Not only one schema, we have the thousands of tables. Like that, we have the many schemas are there. Under the schema, we have the tables are there. So grouping, tables grouping. So not all the tables into the one schema here. So why? Because so different schema, the owner is different. How we have, so each team we have the manager. Under the manager, we have the team members are there. Here, so each table there is a owner of the owner is there. The owner is called the schema. Schema is the table owner. So that schema, each schema there is a set of tables are there here. So just open the any one of the schema, you will see the data here. Suppose example, these are the tables here. These are the tables here. So some people maybe the functional some sales people they more interested into the analysis of the your table, right? Why? Because all the sales data. Suppose take example. So in this CS underscore tables underscore here in this table are the your business data is storing, sales data is storing one product related. You want to see the data here. Right click and open the data preview here. You see all the data related previews are information available here. So here not only viewing the data preview, even we can also just do some analysis here. We can also do some analysis here. Suppose there is a labels, we can create it here. Maybe x-axis, y-axis, suppose like table flags, whatever you want. So like that we can do some changes. So whatever you want to use a graph, we can just measure the table records, values, and everything. We can measure it. Just in the drag and drop, just you give the screens will be displayed here. Your values will be displayed in the systems here. So either which graph you want to use it here, pie charts or whatever, wherever you want. So from the water level. So whatever the charts, so radar level. So whatever, wherever you want, cloud level. So then you can just view your data. You can view the data in the form of the graphs here. In the form of the graph, we can view the data of your table, your sales data. Whatever the data in the table level, within fraction of seconds, we can just view the one graphical analysis view. We can provide it here. We can do that one here. So right. So like this. So sorry. Like this, we can not only one table. So any table we can take it out. Then so we can do the analysis of the tables here. We can do the analysis of the table. We can perform it here. So that is available under the catalog, where the tables are available in the database level means under the catalog. So if you just expand the catalog, under the catalog we have the schemas. Under the schema we have tables are available here. So those tables we can find out the data here. Okay, those tables we can find out the data. That is what here we can see the catalog and schemas and tables here. So this way we can just analyze the data here. If any data is coming inside of the table which is storing in the database level means under the catalog schema table level, it will store the data. The records will be inserted. So here, not only here, you can also create some tables. You can also create the tables also, custom tables. But here we don't require to create the table. But for your information, if you require, we can also create the. So we can also create the table here. Employee name, so employee number, so training time, some kind of puts we can put it out. Then we can create it, but insufficient privileges here. So that's why we cannot create it here. But why? Because I'm in the system schema. If I logged in with the system user, under the system schema, I can create it now. Now I can create it here. So we can create the tables also manually. Also, we can also create the one custom tables. So custom tables always starts with the judge, right? So that's why I put the judge name, so number, then so table is created, successfully created. So just if you open the table, there is a judge training table. Open the data preview, you see the name and the number. Here name, all our names comes here. Number, all our numbers comes here. Like this, we can make it the one list. We can prepare it. We can maintain our training data also. We can maintain in our DB level, table level also. We can maintain the one data here. That is also possible. So here, while writing the code here in the application side, so I will give this table name to store the data. Like that, I will give some instructions to my code, so that my code will store the data in the table level. It will store the data. Right. So like this, we can also create the tables. Sorry. Delete, view. So whatever you want, we can do that one. For this here also, we can do that one. So this is the catalog, right? So we have the remaining that I will explain it tomorrow, but you can practice it till here. You can practice it. Okay. So entire ANA, all the tabs you can practice it. Then catalog also you can just open and see what is there and so how many schema tables are there. So you can also see, and you can also try to create some tables. So let's see. Okay. So up to here, you can practice it.